Hi guys, it's Matt
Uh-huh.
from Underground Experience, and today I'm with Britta from It's Butter. Hey
Hey,
Britta, how you doing?
good. How are you?
I'm doing really good, really good. So let's get right into it. So, what is the sound of It's Butter? Or what is the impression you want people to get when they listen to It's Butter?
I've been trying to figure that out myself, sort of, because
It's a
pretty.
hard question.
We're a genre bending band. I feel like a lot of artists also have trouble describing their sound, but I would say, I guess I'm trying to think of it like for the sound. It's like if someone who came from an indie rock background really wanted to be part of the neo soul and R&B scene, so they just meshed those genres together. Um,
Yes,
Someone explained it to me. There's a neo soul group called Hiatus Coyote, and then
cool name.
obviously no Doubt is like one of those 90s rock bands. It's almost like if the singer from No Doubt hung out with the singer of Hiatus Coyote.
That's really cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say your sound is so unique, and I really have fallen in love with it over the past couple of days listening to your stuff. It's so just happy and lightweight, but at the same time, it deals with like bigger undertone themes, which we'll talk about later. And I just like there's almost like this start stop kind of thing going on, or like the song will start up and then it'll just like stop and then like these abrupt pauses and it just keeps going. I know there's probably a way better musical term for that, but like
A break.
it's a really cool. I like how you guys do that. It's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I guess it's lyrically driven with a lot of breaks and then some kind of weird bridge that comes back in the end. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's really cool. I love that. It sounds so unique and it's just like it's really cool. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just really cool. I love it. And I think a lot of other people do like it too, or will like it when they listen to it. So okay, my next question is what are some of the biggest, I know you've touched on this a little bit. What are some of the biggest inspirations for you guys? It doesn't have to be just yourself, but for the band, or it could
Yeah.
just be yourself. But what are some of the biggest inspirations that you have that kind of leak into the sound of It's Butter?
You besides No Doubt and then
Yeah.
hiatus. I don't really hear hiatus myself, just people have told me that, which
Oh,
is
okay. I've never listened to them, so I'll give them a check.
definitely check them out. But
Yeah.
the yeah, No Doubt, and I would say like early Sublime vibes. Like we come like my drummer definitely loves Sublime. Then I mean, for some, there's a band called Crumb that's really popular
Yes.
right now. Is I would say Crumb is another one that I like a lot and take a lot of influence
I
from.
can hear that definitely.
Sure.
That's,
Yeah, she's cool. Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. I think those are like the big three, I would
There's
say.
actually in your guitar tone, it's it almost sounds a little bit like this band Peach Pit. Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah, yeah. Peach Pit is very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I
It's on
love Peach
all those
Pit.
types of bands. Like I
Yeah,
probably have
that
all of
I
them.
could hear that,
Like,
especially in just like the vibes of your
mhm.
music. It relates a lot to Peach Pit. So
I would still wish to fit in a playlist with bands like Peach Pit, even if we sound slightly different
yeah,
sometimes. But yeah, thank you.
yeah, no problem. Um, Next, let's talk a little bit about lyrics and meaning. So, what is some of the lyrics of your songs? What is kind of the meaning behind? You can choose any song you want, but like, what are some meanings behind some of the lyrics? Like, if you want to start with drugs, I think that one's pretty explicit what that means.
Oh
But like,
yeah.
if you want to talk, maybe if there's a story that goes along with that, or what
Yeah,
maybe inspired you to
I'm
write that.
comfortable talking about it. If this is like if talking about drugs, it's
Yeah, it should be fine.
yeah, literally if to get super personal with it because now people that's our most popular song and I feel like people do wonder about it because they think
Mm.
like what kind of drugs are you talking about? I was literally going through a phase of just doing a lot of psychedelics and I like
Yeah,
psychedelics and it's I work at a dispensary so
yeah,
I sell marijuana. It's just I was going through a time when I was losing who I was as a person. I felt like I was doing those kind of things to be happy.
yeah,
And that's where it's like, all right, dude, if you can't be
yeah.
happy.
Definitely not a good
Like,
thing.
and I was the walk for 20 miles, 20 minutes. It's the same thing. That's one of the lyrics, walk for 20
Yeah.
miles, 20 minutes. And it's like, that was just when you're on acid or mushrooms, whatever, you're gonna be feeling like sometimes 10 hours will feel like 10 minutes or something. I was literally on a walk that I checked the time on my watch or my how many steps I did that day later. And I think my friend and I almost walked like 19 miles or something, almost 20
Wow.
miles, like around the entire, and it felt like we had just
You were able
walked.
to find your way back?
Oh yeah, we got
Okay,
home
good.
today. Everything was fine. It was just walking around, but that's like that was the experience. That was the day. I remember, believe it was May 7th of like 2018 or 19. Like that was the day that I was like, wow, I gotta figure out what's going on here. So that was
Yeah.
that song, because I was like, I don't want to I don't want to do drugs to get by or to be happy. I want because I want to smoke weed when I want to, or I want to take a drink or whatever, but I don't want to,
You don't want it to be dominating your life.
you know, yeah, or like I can't go out without smoking a bowl even or something like that. I
Yeah.
want to find the, and it only, it's not to say that like someone who does do that every time, it's, you got to find who you are. So
Balance, of
that's
course.
what lyrics are about.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a beautiful meaning. I think I'm sorry you had to go through that experience. That's an experience that a lot of people have had. And yeah, to varying degrees. But I'm so thankful that you were able to express it in a way that's very artistic and very
Thanks.
putting something out there for not just yourself, but other people to enjoy it. It's a really beautiful thing. So
It's like it's struggling with addiction, so
yeah.
it's addiction to a different type of drugs you don't think people get addicted to.
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
a story.
Yeah, for sure. Um, next we'll talk a little bit about your future plans. It's Butter hasn't really put anything out as of recently, I believe,
Yeah.
but I'm curious, and I'm sure as your fans are very curious to know what's in the works as far as what
Yeah.
you can reveal.
Finally doing I don't have an actual date yet, but I finally just recorded 3 new songs, so you can at least expect 3 to 4 new songs out this year.
That's really exciting.
More, but I'm just trying to do the releases proper. I want to kind of get some good marketing behind it, and it's kind of
Yeah,
hard
for
as
sure.
an indie artist, but yeah, definitely it's cool. These new songs are still like an It's Butter kind of vibe with because I just think of the lyrics for It's Butter songs are always very straightforward for the most part. Like it's I'll say exactly what I'm thinking sometimes.
Yeah.
So these lyrics are pretty much about working in customer service and how much it sucks.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be super relatable to a lot of people. And I can't wait for the song I Don't Want to Go to Work to come out. Literally, like that's the title.
Yeah.
A lot of people will relate to it.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing. I mean, to have relatable lyrics is so important. Like sometimes, the things that are in lyrics are sometimes because they're made by such big stars aren't really relatable to the every average person. Like kind of like these themes of like maybe having to deal with like paparazzi or like having to deal with, like
It's all kind
those
of
themes.
like sometimes.
Exactly. So it's
Yeah,
really cool that you're able to maybe talk about things that the average person goes through and a lot of people can relate. So I think
that's
that's really
what I
cool.
hope to do. I hope that we just put these songs out, and yeah, we haven't released anything since 2020. So I hope to just be more proactive with releasing things.
Mhm.
That's my goal for the next years.
Awesome. That's really cool. Next, let's talk a little bit about the experience of It's Butter show. How would you describe that? I imagine it's very chill and very peaceful vibes, but
I mean, I feel like I get really excited on stage.
that's
So
awesome.
it's just 3 of us too. So in the recordings, we have Adam, he's the keyboardist who plays on our stuff, and we don't have him live. So usually it's just there's a lot of drum and bass. Like there's a huge rhythm section. I I usually will tell a couple stories that are pretty fun, and there's always a bass and drum solo. Like in our song "Vegan
That's
Chai," there's
awesome.
to be a drum solo. Sometimes we'll invite another drummer on stage during it, which is really fun. So we try to be pretty interactive with
It's
certain
really
songs.
cool.
But yeah, Butter Show, just expect a little tiny blonde girl on stage kind of shouting her feelings out to the audience and people sort of relating.
That's so cool. That's really cool. I think that's just so cool. I think to as a small band or as any band to really put a name out for yourself, you want to do things like that to get the crowd involved, to make people go, "Wow, I'm going to remember this show for a long time." And
That's what people still say, yeah.
I think if you're doing that, which it sounds like you're doing a really good job, you should take off in no time. I think, especially with all the shows opportunities that are coming up, considering now that COVID is sort of not
Sort of,
dwindling, but becoming more of a thing we're living with.
yeah.
Um, so I think that's a really cool aspect of It's Butter. I think that's really cool.
Thank you.
So where did the name It's Butter come from? Because this is very interesting. It's not, it's usually like, like an entity like Nirvana or something, or like, or it's multiple of something like Rolling Stones, but this is just It's Butter, which I really love. So how did that come about?
Honestly, it's so silly because we had just been calling ourselves Butter, just Butter by
Just butter.
itself. And it was because um, one of our friends heard us playing for the first time. It was the original three members of us like a couple years ago, and they just were like, wow, you sound so smooth. And so we thought, oh, Butter for right now. It happened to be that we were all stoners and we were smoking on this strain called Butter OG. So it
Oh,
was
okay.
even more like, oh, perfect, let's do it. And then let's be stoner rock, sublime kind of indie band.
Yeah.
And then we found another couple bands on Facebook who were named Butter already. Cause you know how that happens when you're a small artist.
Oh,
There's
of course.
we just were like, let's think of something temporary. And I don't know who said it's Butter, like, oh, like it's Butter. And then that's where our Instagram handle and everything is hello, it's Butter, because we're saying like hello, comma, it's us, it's Butter, you know?
Yeah,
Uh,
it's so cool.
and then I remember some people would told us like that's kind of a lame name, guys. It's just temporary, you should change it. But it kind of just stuck literally, and I like it now. I used
I
to
love
think,
it.
okay,
I gotta say, it's
I
really
think
cool.
cute. It's cute and unique and it's original, just like kind of what we are.
Yeah, like even scrolling through your Instagram, I saw like the picture of you having a knife and like butter on it, and I just thought that was so
Yeah.
fun. I just thought it was so funny. I just loved it. It was really cool. So now let's talk a little bit about the LA scene because I've
Oh,
talked already to some bands about this, or done this in interviews, but the LA scene is really booming right now, as it usually is for it's the
yeah.
center of arts and everything, but it really is booming right now for a lot of different bands. I've already interviewed Honey Revenge, which is another band that's new from LA. You
Oh,
guys
yeah.
have been around for a little bit longer. So how would you say the LA scene is developing right now, and how does it feel to be part of that ever-growing scene?
It's weird coming back from the and the no shows happening kind of vibe because virtual shows are still much like a thing out here too. But
Yeah.
with the scene coming back, there's like a huge surf rock, pop punk, like indie rock scene that's kind of all meshing together. And if because I'm in the valley, so I'm in the San Fernando Valley, which there's a
Okay.
great it's lots of house shows, honestly.
That's
And
cool.
it's been hard to find real venues or kind of like bar gigs and stuff like that, just because COVID did wipe a lot of that out. But I think that it is starting to come back. Everyone still wears masks and everything, but it's it is the place to be, in my opinion. Actually, even more so than the Valley, there's the OC area, which is like the Orange County, Santa Ana, like all of those places. Those shows pop off for sure. There's a huge young scene of kids who just love going out and supporting live music out there. So I would still consider that the LA scene. I would say Find the Good, FTG, Warehouse. That's like almost like warehouse type of vibes for shows,
That's,
but they're really cool places. I would check that out, FTG.
that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
really cool. Well, I think that about wraps up our interview. Thank you so much, Britta, for being with us. Everyone go check out It's Butter. New stuff on the way. They're on Spotify, all streaming platforms. Check out their Instagram. And if you want to check out more stuff relating to underground rock, you can give us a follow, or you can subscribe to us, and I'd really appreciate that. But bye, guys.
Have a good one. Thank you again.